I liked it, but it wasn't really what I asked for. It just kind of was a mess. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are getting my hair straightened. I'm so excited. It has been years since I have gotten my hair professionally straightened, and it's been about 2 years since I've straightened it myself. So I'm very excited. I'm not gonna take my camera with me, but this is what my hair is looking like before I go. Last night I just applied some conditioner to my hair and detangled it because your girl is tender-headed and I don't like people combing my hair. So I went ahead and detangled my hair last night and I just flat twisted it down. Today I'm just going to be getting a wash, condition, silk press, and a trim. I'm very excited. Like I said, I haven't had my hair straightened in years. So I will see you guys when we get there. Hey y'all, okay, so it is actually Thursday morning and I'm uploading this video tonight, but I realized that I didn't really show you guys my takedown of my hair. So today I'm just gonna be doing a quick little get ready with me as I get ready to film Sunday's video, and I'm also just gonna be talking about my experience going into a salon during COVID and just my overall experience about getting my hair straightened for the first time, as well as getting it cut. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna start with my brows, and I like to just brush them up and get them nice and neat first. And I feel like I'm ashy per usual. What was I doing? Okay, so like I said, wonderful. We are going to start with the brows. I just brushed them up out of the way. And because I am going to be doing a lot of filming today, where I'm going to do a darker brow, I can't really talk while I do my brows because I like to concentrate. And I'm the type of person, I don't do a really neat brow in the beginning. I just go back and clean it up. So as you can see, I only fill my brow in until like I leave the front half unfilled, because I'm going to go back in and just kind of blend it out with my spoolie. And I'm just doing a neutral look today because, like I said, I am filming several videos today and I don't want to have to keep changing my makeup. Work smarter, not harder. And I know they look really dark right now, but once I apply foundation, concealer, all that good happy stuff, then it just all blends in. So now I'm going to be taking my NYX micro brow pencil and I'm going to take the spoolie end of that and just begin to brush through the hairs and blend it all out, and try not to make the ugly faces that I make when I do my makeup. So as you can see, it just blended it all the way to the front to give a nice little gradient, and it's not so boom boom pow, you know. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other side, and it's okay if it gets a little messy because I'm going to go in and clean all that up. So now I'm going to take my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Fawn and go right in and clean up underneath. I use a lighter color underneath my brow, and then I use a more flesh tone on top. So I also have the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Toast, and I'll be going on top of my brow with that one. That way you don't have that halo eyebrow. And when I do this, sometimes I use my concealer brush, sometimes I just go straight in with the applicator on the little squeeze tube. Alright, now I'm just going to take my Real Techniques brush and just buff all that out. And I like to drag my concealer down onto my eyelid. That way it just helps my shadows to stick a little bit better, and it acts as a primer. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to take that color Toast and go on top of my brow. So you see the difference. This one blends in more with my skin. So when I apply my foundation, I won't have to blend around my eyebrows so much. Okay, so now that my brows are done, let's get into this eyeshadow, and I can start talking about my salon experience. So, as I stated before, the salon is called Sugar Hair Salon. It's located here in Mississippi. The owner, her name is Miracle, and she specializes in natural hair silk presses. And of course, I wanted to go to someone who knows what they're doing. So I booked my appointment with her sometime last month because she opens up her schedule typically around the end of the month for the next month. And when I tell you, sis be booked. So I was really happy that I was able to get in this month and get my hair done. I have been wanting to get my hair pressed, but of course I was afraid, like pretty much anyone with natural hair, I'm sure, just because I didn't want it to damage my hair, blah 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 blah. But you know, I've been following her for a while, and I know that she's very skilled when it comes to maintaining healthy hair, especially healthy natural hair. So after, you know, talking with her about that, and if you saw our live, I actually think the live is still saved on my Instagram. So if you go to my Instagram and go to my IGTV, that live that I had with her is still saved on my page. And she just gave a lot of good natural hair tips, and stay tuned because we did talk a little bit, and we probably will be having another one soon. So to prep for my appointment, I just detangled my hair because I'm a little tender-headed and I really don't like people combing my hair. That's why it's been so long since I've actually been to a salon. So I was a little nervous about that because I was like, I hope she's not one of these heavy-handed stylists that's just gonna be yanking my head all over the place, and I'm gonna end up leaving there crying and never wanting to go back. However, that was not the case. Going into a salon during COVID, I was a little nervous just because I didn't know, you know, who all was going to be in there. I didn't know how many clients she was allowing in the building at a time, judging on how people were coming and going. I believe she schedules out her appointments very well to where it's not, there was never more than 6 people in the building, which was great, and I absolutely loved that. And it's so spread out, to where I did not feel uncomfortable at all. She washed, shampooed, conditioned my hair, and then she applied some more conditioner, and she left that in, and I went and sat under the steamer. Y'all, this is my first time, and this was my first time using a steamer on my hair, and now I want one. I really do. I texted my mom. I was like, hey, I need you to give me a steamer. Like, if y'all give me a steamer, I'll do y'all's hair. I promise. They was like, how much it costs? But I gotta get me a steamer. And I don't necessarily think I want one of the handheld steamers. I want one that I can actually sit under. Just because I feel like the benefits of that will be a little bit better. But yeah, so I sat under the steamer for maybe about 15 to 20 minutes. And then I got from under the steamer. My hair felt really soft. And we went back to the shampoo bowl. She rinsed it out and detangled my hair. She was so light-handed, and not light-handed to where I felt like my hair wasn't getting detangled, but just she took her time. She wasn't trying to hurry up and comb through my hair, you know, so we could move on just to stay, you know, on top of things. But she really took her time, sectioned my hair off, combed through that section, moved on to the next. And she did it so fast. And I was like, girl, how Sway? So that was great. Love that for me. So after she rinsed that out, applied some product, and we went in, sat in the chair. She blew my hair out really fast, once again. But that's why she's the professional and I'm not. So she blew my hair out, and then she sectioned it off in about 4 sections, and I went and sat under the dryer, which was in another separate room. Super cute. And the chairs, y'all, the chairs were so comfortable. I was like, you knew what you were doing with these chairs, because sis, I could easily fall asleep. Like, if it was one of those style, like if I were doing a rod set and I knew I had to sit under the dryer for, you know, maybe an hour or so, I could easily sit there. And then she had snacks. After I got from under the dryer, I went and got back in her chair, and she blew it out again just to make sure that it was thoroughly dry before she started applying the flat iron. So 1 pass over my hair, and then I was only going for a trim, y'all. Like, that's all. I was just gonna get a trim, but I told her I had gotten my hair colored maybe about 2 years ago. If I can find a picture, I'll insert it here somewhere. But yeah, so I got my hair colored a few years ago, and it was like a burgundy red kind of color. I liked it, but it just got old really fast, and I was like, okay, I'm over this. Like, because one, it wasn't really what I asked for. It just kind of was a mess. Like, what I wanted was like this gradient from like a dark, deep, bloody red to like an orange kind of color. So I wanted like that fiery kind of gradient, but that ain't what I got. So, you know, I was just telling her that I've been trying to grow my hair out to get rid of all that color, which I didn't have a lot of it left. And she was like, well, we can just cut it out. I was like, well, it's kind of a lot left. And here I am. I was just talking about, you know, how much my hair has grown in just a few months. But then I was like, you know, it's just hair. My hair grew that fast in just a couple months. I know it'll grow right back. And I've established such a good routine with my hair that I don't mind. So I was okay, well, don't cut it all, just, you know, but cut a good bit. Baby, when I tell you she got to chopping, I was like, oh Lord. But I'm not really shy when it comes to scissors, because honestly, I chop my hair off around this time every year anyway. She just started cutting and just like immediately. I was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna love this. Like I love this for me. Like my hair is gonna be so easy to comb because it's gonna be short again, and it's just like when my hair gets to the length that it was, that's when I want to cut it off because my hair is thick, and I'll be like, okay, I'm so tired of combing my hair. And she also cut a few layers in my hair as well, which I absolutely love. Sounds like the rain is picking back up again. It's yo, my dog. Love the cut, love how my hair feels, and honestly I'm ready to wash it because I want to see how it's gonna form, how it's gonna shape up now that it has been cut. I want to see, you know, the shape of my hair now. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone for a couple days, and then I'll probably wash it this weekend. Maybe next week. I'll probably wash it next week. So now I'm going to so for my eyeshadow I used my Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette. I used the colors Yodit, Wazana, Jamada, Kufru, and Kana. And then once I finish my liner and mascara and my foundation, at the end I'm gonna go in with Zaz, and that's the white color, and I just put that on my tear ducts. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my top lid. Not gonna do a wing today. I thought about it. Do I want to do a wing? No, I'm not gonna do a wing. Okay, now that my eyes are done, I'm going to move on to my face, and I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the color 365 Nutmeg. Now with my brows, so you see how when I applied the darker shade on the top of my eyebrows, now I don't have to blend so much around my brows when I apply my foundation. Now if you don't want to use a different color concealer, you can always just use your foundation shade and clean up on top of your brows that way. And you also always want to blend your foundation to your neck, so it is just a nice little transition so you don't look like you're wearing a mask. So after I apply my foundation, I'm going to go back in with my LA Pro Conceal in Fawn and go underneath my eyes. As well as down the center of my nose, my Cupid's bow, my chin, and my forehead. Once I applied that, I'm going to go back in with that same brush that I used when I buffed out my eyebrows and begin to just pat it all underneath my eyes. To do this step, you can also use your finger, and it will warm up the product and allow it to spread a little bit easier. I just prefer to use a brush over a sponge, but if I do use a sponge, I let my concealer set for a little while just so it'll kind of dry down some, and then I'll use my sponge to just help spread it out, because if it's still wet when you're using a sponge, it'll just pick it up every time, and it's like wasted product. So as you can already see, we are getting highlighted. I'm just gonna go down the center of my nose in between my brows and on my forehead, just right in the center. And you just want to keep going until it is all blended out. My motto is, when you think you've blended it, blend it some more. When you apply your foundation and your concealers and your contour, you want it all to melt together and look like skin. Like, even though you have a ton of makeup on, you don't want to necessarily look like you have a ton of makeup on, and you just want everything to have a smooth and seamless transition. So you can already see where my highlight is hitting on my face, and I haven't even applied my contour shade yet. So I'm going to be going in with my LA Pro Conceal again in the color Mahogany. And I'm just going to take this and apply it underneath my cheekbones. And so once you have it carved out, then you can take your sponge or brush and begin to blend it. And I'm also going to take some down the sides of my nose. And how far up I take it, like towards the center of my nose, it just depends on how snatched I want my nose to look. Do I want to look like I can breathe or not? Today we're gonna breathe. We're gonna keep it simple, but you know, if you're going for a complete and total beat, that nose needs to be snatched. And then you just want to take some at an angle at the tip of the nose, just to bring that in some more as well. I'm just gonna take my sponge and buff that out. All right, that's that. Now I'm going to take my brush and a darker powder. This is my Black Radiance powder in the color Black Coffee. And I'm just gonna take some of that on a brush and set my contour. And I don't use cream contour on my forehead. That's just a personal preference of mine. I just drag what's left on my brush from setting my contour on my cheeks to my forehead. And I also drag it down to my chin. That's that. So now I'm going to take my sponge again and go in with my setting powder. So I'm just going to set under my eye. And with this, I basically just set everywhere that I applied that concealer shade. So I'm also going to take the tip and take it down the center of my nose and a little on my forehead. And it also helps to get rid of any shine And that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to go in with my pencil brush, if I can find it. Here we go. And I'm going to take the color Zaz from my Juvia's Place palette and just apply that to the center of my the corners of my eyes. And it just brightens up the look, if you can tell. So that's this eye with it, and that's the eye without. I'm going to apply a little bit more. And then I just kind of drag it into the shadow, and then I go back with a brown and kind of go on top to blend it out into that contour shade so it's not so pronounced. And that's it. So I'm gonna apply that to the other one. And that's it, guys. So I'm going to apply some mascara, and then we're gonna get into the hair. Okay, so now that I have completed my makeup, let's take this hair down and see what it is looking like on day 3. Like I said, for the past 3 days, it has been raining and very humid. So Tuesday night, after I got my hair done, until yesterday evening, my hair was wrapped. And then yesterday evening, I had to leave the house. So I unwrapped my hair, but I pulled it back into a ponytail so I could keep it stretched out if it did start to revert in the humidity. It did okay. By the end of the night, my ponytail was getting a little frizzy, but for the most part, it was still straightened. So when I got home last night, I wrapped it up and I applied some oil. Let me grab the oil. Hold on. Okay, so when I wrapped my hair last night, I applied my Jane Carter Solutions Scalp Nourishing Serum. I just simply unscrewed it, got my droplet applicator, and I just went through my scalp and applied a couple drops throughout my scalp. I put what was remaining left in my little dropper in my hands and just smoothed it over my ends. I massaged my scalp and then I wrapped my hair. So hopefully it still looks okay. So let's unwrap. So far, it doesn't look too frizzy, so I think it's gonna be okay. I also have my edge fixer glued edge control to go over my edges a little bit, just to make sure they're nice and smooth down for the styles that I'm about to do. So I'm just gonna brush it down. What's gonna come in, so I'm just gonna use my brush. It actually still looks pretty good. It has frizzed a little bit, but that was to be expected, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, like I said, I'm very happy with my cut. Like, y'all. Oh, so I'm just gonna give a little side part. And it still has a lot of body, and I'm very happy about that. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit of that to my edges. Just to smooth them down. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm very happy with how my hair turned out. I will definitely be going back to her salon in the future for just some maintenance, maybe another steam treatment before I get my own, because when I said I'm getting one of those steamers, I promise you I am. But yeah, that's gonna be all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my little makeup get ready with me. If you are planning on getting your hair straightened anytime soon, drop some comments in the comment section below. Let me know about your experiences in getting your hair pressed. If you are natural, even if you aren't natural, if you're transitioning, whatever the case may be, let me know. Let's talk about it in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.